What is happening, world? What's going on with y'all, man? B Marsh Boxing. I'm back at it. Post fight review, post fight results. Oh my day. Hey man, here we are in 2023 watching two 40-year-old former world champions, Robert the Ghost Guerrero and Andre Berto. This was wild. Let me turn down my volume for Showtime. Give me a copyright. B Marsh Boxing, man. These fellas ain't fought since 2012. Here they are in a rematch. Yeah, I'm saying, what up, Mike 104? Mike 104 in the chat says, am I in 2009? Hey, man. But this was a rematch that Andre Berto needed. This was a rematch that had been haunting him all these years. And they fought the Ghost, man. The Ghost beat him up like they in a back alley. You know what I mean? In the first fight. You know what I'm saying? The Ghost, man, he dropped him a couple times in the first two rounds. Look at the Ghost for the world title shot. Hey, I've never seen Robert Guerrero this hype in my life. He acting like his pops. Hey, man, that's one thing. One thing about these two guys right here, Berto and the man, the Ghost Guerrero. Al Heyman always looked out for these two guys, man. These two guys, man, they owe Al Heyman everything, just like Leo Santa Cruz, you know what I mean? Al Heyman has looked out for them to the highest degree. I mean, here we are in 2023, the last broadcast of Showtime boxing ever in life. And we gonna get Robert the Ghost Guerrero versus Andre Berto, man. Hey, this is just it's funny to me. But believe it or not, it was a good fight, man. The first two rounds I gave to Berto. The first round was like a little fill out round, but he had a nice right hand in there. You know what I'm saying? The second round, I gave it to Berto as well. You know what I mean? Berto was there was a time he landed a nice combination in the middle of the ring and had the man, the Ghost Guerrero, on the ropes in round two. You know what I'm saying? It was a more clear round two. Round one could have gone either way, but I gave it to Berto. Round three and four, I gave basically rounds three, four, and five. I gave it to Robert the Ghost Guerrero. He was landing his nice uppercuts in there. You know what I mean? Landing nice combinations. He's a southpaw, and the man was just outboxing him. And I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. B Marsh Boxing, I've always been a fan of Robert the Ghost Guerrero. This is a guy he's a tough dude, you know what I mean? And not a tough dude on some machismo shit, just gonna block punches with his face and all that. Nah, he's a guy who can box. It's only because he came up to 147 straight up from lightweight back in the day, jumped the whole 140-pound division, came up to welterweight. That's when he started going out slugging, and he abandoned his boxing technique that he had when he was a lightweight, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I liked about the Ghost. He had some nice hand speed, nice boxing IQ, and he displayed that. He had flashes of that tonight in rounds um, three, four, and five, you know what I'm saying? He was showing his combination punching. And man, Andre, and he was hurting Berto. You know what I mean? He was hurting the man. Um, then the man Andre Berto started to pick up a couple rounds, but this was only a 10-rounder fight. Um, Rounds 9 and 10, I gave it to Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? So I had him winning this fight 6 rounds to 4. I mean, it was pretty clear cut, decisive who won this fight. But You know, like I said, man, Al Heyman has always looked out for these two guys. I remember when Robert the Ghost Guerrero got. As a matter of fact, when he beat when the Ghost beat Andre Berto back in the day, that's how he got himself a Floyd Mayweather fight. That was actually Floyd Mayweather's first fight, if I'm not mistaken, on Showtime. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And you know Andre Berto back when he screwed up two opportunities to fight Floyd Mayweather. Although he eventually got the fight, but the fight versus Victor Ortiz and the fight versus Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You know what I mean? But the Ghost is here, man. He gets another W. You know, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. When I seen how the guy Omar Figueroa was dropping him all over the ring back in the day, about 2018, 17, them times, I was like, it's time to retire, man. I don't like to see fighters going out like that. But he came back to boxing, took a little hiatus. He came back. He's won about five in a row, but he hadn't fought since he beat Victor Ortiz in 2021. You know, so he hadn't fought in over 2 years. But here he is, and he beats Andre Berto, and Andre Berto will never ever basically avenge that loss, you know. But hey man, I wasn't mad at the fight one bit. For 240-year-old fighters, there was a lot of technique and skill that was involved in this fight. You know what I mean? Mike 104 says the ghost from like 30 miles from our city. Oh, okay. Gilroy, California. That's where he from. Berto's eyes were sewn shut when they fought the first time, man. That fight was crazy. That fight was crazy. Then I think the Berto fought the guy Jesus Soto Carras in the next fight, and he lost that fight. So he had a bad time with these Hispanic fighters, Andre Berto, man. I don't know. I guess he ain't fight no Hispanic fellas in the amateurs like that, or in Florida where he from. But the Mexican American fellas or the Mexican Jesus Soto Carras, they had his number. Um, Mike says, unless I'm mistaken with the different nah, you ain't mistaken, man. The ghost beat his ass. He beat his ass. It was something crazy. You know, he beat him out like he's on the street, like he did something to his child or his woman or something. It was crazy, man. You know, because Berto to me was a hype job, you know. He's a good brother. I ain't got no problem with him. But you know how he was winning world titles. Who are these guys he's beating? I remember he beat the guy Jan Zavik, that European dude, and I think he broke his eye socket. He got back a world title that way, but his first world title was a vacant WBC strap. So there was a lot of hype behind him, you know, a lot of talk about him in the Floyd Mayweather fight, but that guy was not on Floyd Mayweather level. Let's stop the cap, you know what I mean? But when they did eventually fight, it was all personal. It was really personal for Floyd. And it was over a woman. And I'm going to just leave it at that. You know what I mean? Sometimes Floyd is not sometimes, more times than not, he's an insecure little man. Like the man Mike Tyson saying, you know me, I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan in the ring. Outside the ring, I could care less. You know, I got my life to live. But, you know, um, it was really personal, that fight, which was supposed to be Floyd's last fight of his career till he fought the man, and then he came back to fight McGregor back when. Mike 104 says, apparently this was before I knew about the Ghost, but the Ghost fought in San Jose and got a gift against a Turkish fighter. When was that? Early in his career? Probably early in his career, right? I remember he had that fight. He did fight the guy, the Turkish guy. I remember him fighting was this dude named Selçuk Aydin, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Selçuk Aydin? Oh, and that was after he had fought the guy, that Australian Katsidas, that Michael Katsidas, that tough Aussie fighter, you know what I mean? And if that's the fight you're referring to versus Selçuk Aydin, man, he won that joint to me. I ain't seen it since it happened back when, but he won that fight to me pretty clearly, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, very nice to see Al Heyman put these two guys on, gave them their last paycheck. As far as they might be back, who knows? If Berto don't need to come back, he hadn't fought since like 2018 when he got a gift decision to me, in my opinion, versus Devin Alexander. You know what I mean? So you know, Al Heyman got them a paycheck. You know, these guys still with Al Heyman. You know, unlike a guy like Broner, that's how you know Broner must have probably been doing too much, but not enough for the man Al Heyman to cut ties with the man. How is it that man like Adrian Broner used to be down with the PBC and Showtime? Now he with Don King, and he fought a gym teacher the last time and couldn't even knock him out. But guys like Andre Berto, shit, don't be surprised if we see Leo Santa Cruz. If we see Leo Santa Cruz come back, you know that Javante Davis uppercut almost took his head off his shoulders. He ain't fought since, if I'm not mistaken. But don't be surprised if he come back to you. Know what I mean, let me see. Mike 104 says, I knew people that were at the fight and booed the hometown fighter for getting a gift. That's the one. That's the one, B. Marsh. Rare moment of fans keeping it 100 out here and not being a total homer. That's very rare. That's very rare because more times than not, there's always going to be more casuals in a boxing arena watching a live fight than hardcores. You know what I mean? That's just the truth about it. And I love going to boxing fights. That's my favorite sporting event to go to, a boxing fight. NBA is cool. NBA, going to an NBA game is cool. Football is okay. You know, it's just, you know, here on the East Coast, man, them games in November, December, dogs, you're gonna be drinking like 10 million hot chocolates, dogs. It's cold as F out there. So that's not enjoyable. I'm saying I'd rather watch it on my TV. You know, but boxing, especially if you're sitting around some people who know boxing, oh man, you're gonna have a blast all night. Mike Waterford says Brono was supposed to be the future, more promising and hyped than Tank and Devin Haney. He was. He took some tough fights, which is great. You know, if you want to be great, you got to fight the best. But unfortunately for him, he ain't win most of those big fights. You know, and not only that, he also was BMF. You know, he was blowing money fast. You know, I remember they showed the bank statements of his spending per month after he got that payday from his money from the pay per view versus Manny Pacquiao. This guy was spending damn near $1 million a month. Shit was crazy. I mean, but yeah, man, B Marsh Boxing. Let me know how you guys seen this fight. Give me your opinions, your thoughts about these two old heads, 40-year-old welterweights. And the fight was actually fought at the super welterweight because the fight was a catch weight of 149 pounds. I mean, so let me know what y'all thought about this fight. The Ghost Guerrero gets the W, unanimous decision. Big up Mike 104. One more thing. Okay, Mike 104 says Broner was way better at self promotion than Haney and Tank. These dudes stale as hell. Yeah, poverty goes. True indeed. Hey, Broner was very. Hey man, Broner brought a lot of casuals to the game, and they believed the dude was really like that. Yeah, but it is what it is. B Marsh Boxer. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.